Hello everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Coding with Lying. So, as always, I have made some significant progress that I feel the need to inform you all of. So, last time I talked to you about the livestock, and I mentioned quite a bit that we're going to be putting them into different herds. Those herds now largely exist. So, the first one I put together was the pigs. They were my test case, because I knew they'd be the simplest to code. What, really? Okay, you guys are very dumb. My zombies will be way smarter than you. I don't even know where you're going. Anyways, so, here is a pig matriarch. Very lucky that this managed to be the first one to spawn. Will you shut up and die, please? I got a peaceful world, you spawned my pig. So, the matriarch, as you can see, is huge. And you can ride her in just the same exact way as you can regular pigs. And currently her chests appear by default. She doesn't actually have an inventory just yet, but that is one of my foremost ideas for having, like, an addition to her, so you'll be able to use her basically as a low-riding mule, but she's also a bit faster, and she has natural regen and a bunch of other features common too. Can I seriously hear spiders now? What, am I on top of, like, a giant cave system or something? Jeez. Anyways, but yeah, you can ride her. She is perfectly rideable. Shunk. Hi-yo, piggy, away! Now, over there we have some regular guys, but the way that pig herds work is that there is only ever a singular matriarch. And that is because she's the only person that can actually spawn herds, and if I lure her... Oh, seriously? More of you guys? If I lure her, then all of the other guys follow, because they are actually following her. She's always the center of the herd. Seriously, what is down here? Is there like a dungeon or something? No? Nope, they're just all intent at committing suicide right now. Okay. Anyways, where's my herd gone? I see two beagles here. Has my matriarch done a walkies? Yeah, they're trying to follow her. How in the juice? Okay, what you can also see is that they're breeding, and they usually can only breed with the matriarch herself, who has apparently gone walkabout somewhere. Wow. Real professional today, huh? Okay, I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, they'll follow the matriarch because the matriarch is the center of the herd. She's the only female, so she's also the only one that they can actually breed with. And if a new baby female should happen to grow up into a majestic adult, then what happens is that she starts her own herd and she goes her own way. Oh, huzzah! Just what I was looking for. Anyways, also a little bit more dimorphism. The baby pigs don't have their little tusks. Yay! And she'll assume like her actual like matriarchy status once she actually grows up. Before that, they all look the same. And I might need to tweak the heads a little bit. That's sort of a common issue, I guess. But that is the pigs, and they were my first thing of getting this to work properly so I can do herds in general. So, after that, I did the sheep. Now, the sheep don't work in the same way as the pigs do. Their herd center isn't a single individual, in their case the matriarch who has just fallen down a hole, apparently. Is that where they're all going? Jeez. The way that the sheep work is that they actually gather a generic position based on the positioning of all of the adult members. And that's the general generic herd behavior. And additionally, if there is 5, then we get a guardian. These guys have more health, and the ultimate intention is that they will be the guys that attack threats to the herd whilst everyone else runs. And there is 5 of them per... well, 1 of them per 5 members, so 1 in 5 of them is a guardian, always. The herd object itself maintains that. So these are the guys that are going to be getting up in your grill if you try to shear people. And they are otherwise selected from any member among the herds. Once a particular sheep is a guardian, it stays a guardian. It is always going to be a guardian. So theoretically, you can get a herd that's just full completely of guardians, in which case I suggest you run. Then we have the other future cows. So we've got the buffalo breed first up. Our big, muscly buffaloes, who need a little bit of fix on their babies, because I took away the horns, a little bit more dimorphism. I also took away the fur coating, and I slightly skimped a bit when I was modeling these guys, just to save on texture file space, so they don't have a front torso section right now, so that's something I need to fix. But they'll follow the same exact code, so you can see they're all trying to stick together. And these guys, their main thing is once the herd object has an attack target, they charge it and hurt it, because they have those forward-facing horns and that big bulk at the front. And then we have the fourth herd mob. There's only the 4 at the moment. I still need to do possibly wolves, possibly a few other mobs, and definitely chickens. But here we have our jumpy antelopes. I need to work on their jumping a little bit more because they're kind of glitchy and bugging out. But at least they're not flying into the sky, as you saw in my last little video. And again, they're little babies, don't have horns. These guys are kind of hard to keep an eye on, but yeah. So they'll keep around, they'll keep together. The whole point of the herd at the moment is to control who they breed with and where they go based on the positions of everyone else, so they always stay in a fairly tightly knit group. And, yep, so we can see, for whatever reason, everybody's going underground. Apparently it's just that kind of day. I still need to make an AI task for herbivores to actually eat grass, in which case they'll probably eat the tall grass preferentially and then the grass underneath. And the tall grass might give them more actual foodage than just the grass below. But that's largely complete at the moment. So let me tell you a bit about how this whole process works. Now, by quirk of how Minecraft works, I do have an entity mob herd egg in here. So basically, we've got the mob herd itself, so that's the entity that is the herd. And let me see, let's use a pig as our example of a herd mob. Now, if I've done my work in the editing room properly, then you'll now have some idea of what I'm looking at. But when the herd mob first spawns in the world, it pings its surrounding area for copies of itself, and it tries to join their herd, because all of the herd mobs have a function called getHerd. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of functions inside of the herd itself, which say, yes, this creature is trying to join my group. I should tell it that I am now its herd object, and it will tell the set herd in this thing that it actually is a member of this herd. So there's sort of a clearance code kind of thing going on. I can theoretically have a herd deny a particular applicant if, for example, it's already reached a certain size, or it can't take another matriarch, for example. Now then, I use a number of AI tasks that are standard to all of the herd mobs presently, but I can add them to individual herd mobs later if I wish. And that tells them to stay within a certain range of the central position of the herd. In the case of the pig herd entity, which is an extension of the original, so the pig herd entity extends from the original mob herd, it returns the matriarch's position. Specifically also, if the pig herd detects that it doesn't have a matriarch or that its matriarch has died, then it automatically deletes itself. It tells all of the pigs in its grouping that they no longer have a herd, and it dies. So, at that point, if they wander near to another matriarch, they'll join their group. Now, what this means is that I can do some really, really fun stuff. So in the case of the buffaloes, I can create stampedes. In the case of the pigs, I can create family units. Now, if you were doing this for a much more intelligent kind of mob, if you were looking for a more humanoid kind of thing, you can use it to create infantry groups, scouting packs. You could use it to create work teams. This is a very simple code, but it's kind of more of a pain to get put together. But once you have it, it becomes extremely potent and useful. And it's an extremely intelligent thing, especially if you can get groups to form herds, automatically and fluidly. So in the case of work groups, you can start them at the start of the workday and destroy them at the end of the day, and everyone goes home to their pubs and their wives. And what is down here? Seriously, everybody apparently keeps wanting to come down here. Let's grab some kind of a light, jeez. Boop. Is everyone trying to come down to a bomb shelter? The all clear has not been given. What is down here? Because I'm legitimately now curious. Sorry, this is now a sudden massive diversion relative to what we're actually supposed to be doing today, but I am curious exactly... Jesus, goes down far. Hello. You haven't seen any Morlocks, have you? Yeah, Morlocks would be an example of a humanoid mob that I could theoretically attach intelligence, like, well, like, group mentalities and such to, so they get set in, like, attack parties. But, that might make them a bit of a problem for slime bodies. No, it just goes down, and down, and down. Deep, deep in the mines. I don't know what is causing them to come down here, but they apparently like it. It's very strange. Somewhere around here is presumably a matriarch. Jeez. But anyways, that is it for now. For the next updates, I probably am going to focus on getting the individual behaviors going a bit better, so I can have the Guardians attack the herd's attack targets, and everyone else run from them. That also means that I need to make code in... Hello, there is a dungeon here. But apparently it's skeletons. Yep, so that's not where all the zombies and stuff were coming from. Bizarre. So yeah, I need to get them to recognize exactly what is an enemy target and define it as such. That's fairly simple. I'll just do that in the same function that determines where Guardians come from and such. And then I'll just have different AI tasks inside of the different individual herd mobs to run and attack and whatnot. But that's it for now. Maybe next time we'll have some chickens as well, but other than that, I'll catch you all next time.